Hello, South Africa. Welcome to Late Night News. Tonight, we talk about the Gupta Gate debate. David Kabuka goes to the UK and Chester Missing interviews the mayor of Tshwane. Don't miss it, guys. Don't miss it. Now, some of you may remember 3 weeks ago, Minister Jeff Radebe promised us a report on the Gupta Gate after 7 working days.
This team is expected to report within 7 working days.
Now, I'm no one to repeat myself, but I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do. 7 working days. What are we doing here? Cashing a check. Basically, you are telling us we'll hear about this thing in 3 years' time. Man, you said 7 working days, 21 working days ago. I guess that's how the government mathematics goes. Now, firstly, how can you as the government probe yourself? That's like saying, after doing thorough investigation of myself, I find myself innocent of all charges. Thank you very much. And shame on you, South Africa, for thinking I did anything wrong. Okay, now that the report is out, who do we blame?
Head of State Protocol Bruce Kolwane and the Indian High Commission.
Just those 2 guys? They managed to organize the whole thing by themselves. That is extremely, extremely efficient. I don't know about you, South Africa, but this looks like scapegoating to me.
The 2 officials are not fall guys or scapegoats as we are made to believe. We therefore say that the only logical conclusion is that they were on a frolic of their own.
Brajev, using words like frolicking, just in the middle of parliament, it must be time for the elections, when the big English comes out. So the scapegoats were frolicking in the hay. Frolic, siya frolic, amfana, siya frolic. What did the rest of the opposition say?
This is an executive that runs this country as if South Africans have got a chicken's memory.
No, Tara, we don't have a chicken's memory. We remember the arms deal very well. And no, we will not keep quiet about it until you tell us where the 30 billion went. Tara, now you're opposition, you think you can just shout. But no ordinary parliament debate is complete without the DA having something to say.
Name, Honourable Nosivi Wemapisa Nkakula. Position, Minister of Defence and Military Veterans. Charge, incompetence. Recommendation, fire.
Say that name again.
Honourable Nosivi Wemapisa Nkakula.
I bet you wished his name was Mavis. Mavis, can I have coffee, Mavis, please? Yeah, after the debate, of course, not now, when you have free time. And by the way, I don't feel safe with her. She doesn't look like she can defend me with anything. Well, I mean, unless we are being attacked by donuts, and then they are coming towards us, and then she'll go, no, don't worry, I've got this. Bring the donut, make the coffee in the meantime. As they are approaching, make the coffee, 2 sugars, make 4 sugars. Just 1, 2, and then she'll eat the donut, and they'll be like, you see, that was me. I defended the country against donut. The report came out and it says the reason this whole thing happened was because of name dropping. Name dropping. Now the president is playing the victim here. Mr. President. No, Mr. President. He's saying that people are using his name to get benefits in government. Take it easy, bro, Jacob. It's not like anyone can just rock up at the union building and say, can I just throw a stock fair here in the lawn in the union building because you know, me and Jacob are friends. No, it's because the people know that these are your friends, so when they drop your name, it's obvious. It's not like now we're Googling who these people are. At the end, I agree with Tara. You guys all came out in the morning and you guys, listen to what Tara, this is me and Tara on the same page here.
On Sunday, the cluster of ministers responsible for these functions quite brazenly walked before the nation to announce that we know nothing. We are responsible for nothing. Nobody in the executive, starting with the president, know nothing of what happened.
But these weren't the only MPs flinging rocks at each other in Parliament. Every Tom, Dick, and Madlingos had something to say.
Honorable members, please can I get your attention for just one moment? I'd like to start by addressing all of you who are complaining that the president is not here today. Don't you know that the president is busy? He can't just drop what he's doing and rush to parliament all willy-nilly. I mean, really. I would like to take a moment to remind the cadres that the elections are coming. So if you know what's good for you, don't do anything that will jeopardize your deployment. You know our president is not going to lose this election, and you know he's going to reshuffle you. Reshuffle, you know that word, man. Substitute people. Please, guys, if you are a cabinet minister, no more name dropping. Okay? It's bad, that thing. Ask Mandoshan, ask me. I'd like to also tell the honorable members, all of you who are using this debate as a platform to lambast the ruling party and our country's #1 bachelor. Don't come here and say that this whole Gupta saga is an issue of national security. We all know that this is electioneering. If you were worried about national security, then you would care more about those blind Zimbabweans and all of the robots who somehow walked across our borders. How did they do it? We have the most porous borders. The real great injustice in all of this was the catering. Can we please have an amendment to investigate who was responsible for that terrible biryani? I've been sick ever since that fateful day. I know I'm not the only one. You ate that thing. You ate it. I saw you. We need answers, man. We need answers.
Yeah, Mahlingos, batshele. Tell them. Don't go away, South Africa. We'll be back after the break. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, send us emails. And after the break, David Kibuka goes to the UK and Chester Missing interviews the mayor of Tshwane, whatever you choose. But it's not Bredoli. Welcome back. We now cross over to our international correspondent, David Kibuka, who's in the UK. Dave, what's happening there?
Some crazy guy cut off a soldier's head with a machete, and people in the crowd reacted by going, "Excuse me, sir, oi, could you please move into the light, because I'm taping here, and you, could you stop screaming so much, you're ruining the video."
Dave, come on, that's extremely insensitive. I mean, come on, that was a gruesome thing to happen.
That's how people are these days. They put all these negative images on the internet, then on top of that, the news tells us only negative things.
Yeah, but we want to keep informed, Dave.
But even when you're trying to avoid it, they keep on telling you these negative things. Like I was watching Taylor Swift video, because we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Then YouTube recommended that I watch a Syrian rebel eating human flesh. How do you go from Taylor Swift to cannibalism? Taylor would be shocked, Lloyd. Taylor would be shocked.
So what would you like us to know, Dave?
We should only read the sports news because sports news focuses on human achievement. Unless, of course, you're talking about Bafana.
Dave, you're always picking on Bafana, even when they're not playing. Come on, it's not fair, Joe.
The news should stop being so negative. Like in China, they censor all the bad news. Now Chinese people are much happier and healthier. Our news should forget about the machetes and tell us things like, why is Pluto no longer a planet?
Why is Pluto no longer a planet? Tell us, Dave, please.
They made a new rule where they said that a planet must be big enough to knock other rocks out of its orbit. And Pluto is so small that it couldn't knock anything out of its orbit. So when Pluto traveled around the sun, it was like, excuse me. Whereas Earth will be like, move, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. That's why I'm from Earth, Lloyd.
But the internet does teach us about other people's culture.
People don't want to learn about other people's cultures. That's why Americans are surprised by the methods that people use to bomb them. Because Americans will be like, I had no idea you could make a bomb out of a samosa. And then the Taliban will be like, we can also make a bomb out of chicken korma.
I think you're mixing up Arabs and Indians, Dave.
My point is, the Taliban can make a bomb out of anything. If they made bombs out of chicken licking hot wings, black people would be extinct, Lloyd. Black people would be extinct.
Dave, what kind of thing is that to say? Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to be... Come on, Dave. That's still a racist thing to say. Chicken wings, black people... Not all of us love chicken, Dave. No, Dave.
Thank you, Lloyd.
There's David Kibuka, ladies and gentlemen. I'm upset with that guy. We'll see him next week. So in White People News, the BBC has caused a bit of a stir by asking, is there a future for white people in South Africa? Obviously, the BBC does not read You Magazine and Ace. They say farmers are being killed. And I don't want to trivialize farmers being killed, but they fail to mention that farm workers are also victims of these attacks. Like in a movie, right? When the tornado comes and we don't worry about the rest of the people in the movie. We worry about Will Smith and his family. We don't worry about anyone else. So the BBC, basically what they're saying is, let's worry about the steerings. And in this particular case, the steering are the farmers. The BBC also claim that they said that there are as many as 400,000 poor white people living in more than 80 white townships. I need to go there. I need to see this. I mean, why should we be more concerned that white people are poor? I mean, should we be less concerned that they are, because there are other poor races. In other countries in the world, it's not unusual for white people to be poor. But in South Africa, it has to be front page news. Because most white people claim that they were against apartheid. Fine. But let's admit, you did make most of the situation. You're like, I don't like this thing. But yeah, I will take the house in Parkhurst and I will live in Constantia. Don't worry. Yeah, that Claremont house, yeah, I like it as well. And if there's really 400,000 white poor people, how come I don't have a white maid? We at LNN are going to test whether this poor white problem reported by the BBC is actually a real thing. We investigate, we get deep, we get involved. Check this out. Welcome to Who Wants to Win an RTP House, a game show where you have to prove to us that you are really poor. The rules are simple. We'll ask you questions, and if you give us the worthy answer, we will give you the house. Yes, that's how simple it is. Contestant number 1, please introduce yourself.
My name is Betty Masina. I'm a single mother of 17, Loiso. I live in a one-room house. There's no toilet. There's just nothing there.
Okay, Mama. We don't want a history lesson here now. We just want an intro. Okay. Contestant number 2. Who are you? Tell us more about yourself.
My name is Chris Forrest. I haven't had a job for the last few weeks. To make it worse, the tenants who used to pay me rent have moved out. So now with so little coming in, it's just so hard to make ends meet. I'm telling you, Loiso. I can't pay my medical aid, my Edgar's account. My maid hasn't got a salary in like months now. I don't know what to do. Loiso. I can't even support my drinking problem.
Okay, we have a poor person and a person with a drinking problem. Right on. Here's the first question. What do you do with 50 Rand left in your bank account? What do you do?
For 50 Rand, I couldn't even switch on my DSTV again. What are you gonna do with 50 Rand? You can't even buy a burger meal, Loiso, for 50 Rand. This is a difficult one. Can I send a please call me to a friend?
Can you stick to the question, answer the question. We're calling friends now, you're almost disqualifying yourself.
Okay, well, I guess I'd have to get back to basics. Maybe like a bottle of Tassies and a box of Stavy Blues.
We will give this question to contestant number 1 because you, Mr. number 2, don't know what the hell you're talking about. Contestant number 1, go.
Loiso, if I get lucky, just lucky enough for 50 Rand in here, I would start by buying some food for my children because right now they're so hungry. It's been so tough, Loiso. Even young Dorothy has colic and really...
Okay, thank you, Mama. Always have a novel to tell us. Okay, we're moving into our final question. Our final question is, if you have old clothes, what do you do with them? What do you do? Come on, it's a tough one, but please.
This is tough. Normally we'd give them to the maid, but I think we'd give them to charity. That's it, we'd give them to charity, yes!
When you give it close to charity when you are not your charity yourself, don't you know about poverty?
No, when I said charity, I didn't mean charity. Charity starts at home. I meant my people, Loiso. I meant my community. They're disadvantaged. They're currently disadvantaged. They're suffering. You know, there's lots of poor whites out there. In Pretoria, you see them. Do you know how it hurts me to see them living in Wendy houses, Loiso? Do you know they don't even have space for their furniture? They leave their couches outside. I mean, outside, Loiso. It makes my heart sore. Their little children are eating Pro-Nutro with forks because they don't have milk. Like I just need this RDP house for me and my family and my dog to move in somewhere and then we can live.
Oh, a dog. Aye. There's no dog in poverty, Baba. When you have a dog, you are not in poverty. So we have to disqualify you and give it to contestant number 1. Contestant number 1, you are the winner of the RTP house.
Oh, you know it. Thank you so much, Loiso. I'd like to thank the government for this poverty. I'd like to thank Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank all my friends and family at home.
This is reverse racism. This is apartheid backwards. This country's going down the pipes. We're becoming like Zimbabwe, Loiso.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to contestant number 1. We'll see you next time on Who Wants to Win an RDP House. Enjoy South Africa. Mwah. Goodbye. Don't go anywhere, South Africa. We'll be back after this break. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, send us emails. We'll be back on the other side with Mr. Chester Missing, who interviews the mayor of Tshwane. Welcome back. This week, Mr. Chester Missing had the opportunity to speak to the mayor of Tshwane, Kgosientsho Ramakgopa. South Africa, it's going down. Mr. Missing, take it away.
Halala! I am talking to the most powerful man in the city of Tshwane. No, it's not Teko Modise. It's the executive mayor, Kgosientsho Ramakgopa. Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, fine, Chester. Thank you very much. And you're most welcome to the capital city, the city of Tshwane.
It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here. Your auntie, Gwen Ramakgopa, was the mayor before you. I mean, are you like the Tshwane version of the Zumas?
No, not at all. I mean, this is not the chieftaincy. I mean, we are elected on merit. Is the people of Tshwane related.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nepotism knows no face. Why are these Afrikaans fighting against this name change?
Well, I truly don't know. I mean, we have always said that it's important that we reflect the national heritage, the diversity of this country and city. We have gone through a public participation process. We are confident that...
Where does the name Tshwane come from? Is it from that Afrikaans guy, Tshwane Pool, or where does it come from?
No, there was a renowned chief in this area, this jurisdiction, Chief Tshwane. So, in fact, it's got resonance in our history, steeped in our very rich history.
Okay,
so
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes,
I mean, at that rate, eventually we're going to call Santon Gupta Fontaine. Listen, or maybe Koneniville. Okay. Are you going to change the name of Shoshanguve? Because you know that racist white people called it that because Sutu, Shangan, Guni, and Venda-speaking people were forced to move there. So, I mean, are you going to change it?
Well, that's a sad part of our history, and it's the people of that area who must lead and champion the cause of changing that name. Remember that contrary to popular opinion, it's not the mayor that instigates name changes.
You have 2 master's degrees and a PhD. Aren't you worried someone will think you're too clever?
No.
Particularly a guy we call number 1.
No, I think the ANC really encourages us to study. I think the people will really reap the benefits.
Okay. You're going on with your rhetoric now. Just be quiet.
No,
just
that's not
down.
rhetoric. That's true. You resolve problems through innovation.
Oh, God, yes. Guy. A resolver. I saw Msholozi resolving problems through That's not innovation. That's not innovation. That's singing songs. Okay, listen. I heard that you guys got a 2 billion rand bond as a city.
2.1 billion rands.
That's a lot of money.
That's the biggest municipal bond issue of any municipality in this country.
Where did you borrow the money from? Did you have to phone the Guptas?
No, from
is it Gupta.com? It's Ronga.com for politicians.
From many institutional players in this country. We can't do it just from rates and taxes.
Okay,
you must find innovative instruments of funding it, and a bond is one of those.
Fair enough. 8 of your traffic cops were suspended for escorting Gupta wedding guests. Say, man, did they need the cash or what?
I think there are 9. The last time we checked.
9?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
9, my
so we've been lied to. 9 traffic cops. I mean, did you arrest them because you're jealous because you didn't get invited to the wedding?
No, not at all. Just allow the disciplinary process to take its course. I will not interfere.
Oh God.
What I know is that we are going to be very
Are you going to have a commission of inquiry now?
No commissions. We will be very swift. I think the administration of justice must be very swift in all fairness. And we are confident that before the end of June, we would have made the determination, having taken them through a due process.
Okay, you get your instructions from a regional executive committee who goes to the provincial executive committee who reports to the national executive committee. Is anyone in the ANC not a member of an executive committee? Even you are an executive mayor.
Remember that there's a need for us to consult. remember that every time is the party that takes the lead.
Apparently, it's number one who's lead and number one's led by the Guptas, what we heard. But listen, seriously, you were firing other ANC members. You kicked them out. Why did that happen?
I don't kick people out. People choose to carry out the conduct that is at variance with what is expected
At
of them.
variance? Do you mean they
that
pissed
is-
you off and you said, go?
Oh, no, you don't do that. It's not a dictatorship.
There's no faction.
Oh, no, there's
Never,
no faction.
never factions.
There are
Oh, my
different
God, no,
opinions.
you lie.
There are different
Making
opinions.
stuff up,
There are
mate.
different opinions with how the organization should be run, but there's a convergence with what constitute our principal agenda.
You see this guy,
that was
convergence
improving-
with constitutional agenda
Yes,
principles.
yes.
Mate, you
What-
could see you studying for a PhD.
Yeah.
Listen, the only way I got this interview was by name dropping all the way from Waterkloof. I had to tell everyone on the way I'm off to see the number one of Swane, and that's how I'm here. So just to let you know, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Oh,
Fix the
thanks,
city,
bye.
man.
Chester,
Fix it,
Sean,
number
Sean.
one. Number one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chester Missing. We now evaluate the country's morale based on recent event brought to you by Deep Fried Man for the Morale Index.
Hi, boys and girls. This week's Morale Index is especially for the children. Two mad Mandelas, see how they sue financial disputes. Grassa Michelle has made them so mad, they're suing their stepmom and also their dad, and their daughter's reality show is so bad. Two mad Mandelas. Fly your jet into Waterkloof base. Everyone's obsessed with Gupta Gate. Fly your jet into Waterkloof base. Every minister's trying to save their face. Twinkle, twinkle, soccer star, Kunes really come so far. At the PSL ceremony, winning lots of cash money. Twinkle, twinkle, soccer star, how I wonder how rich you are. White folks, have you any blacks? No sir, that's what Kleinfontein lacks. None to do the garden or man the boom gate. They want their own, why it's only independent state. Old Mugabe had some lunch with Udali Tambo, and in that lunch he said some things and we all thought yo. He was saying grace and kissing grace and putting Madiba in his place. Old Mugabe had some lunch with Udali Tambo. There we go, boys and girls. Now you can all go out and play.
Thank you very much, Deep Fried Man. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, send us emails. Goodbye. We'll see you guys next week.
News that moves. ENCA.com.